All right, so welcome to RevOps integration training for Salesforce Pro. Again, my name is John Kunajai, and today we are going to be looking at how we can ensure that we are no longer doing duplicate record on both Salesforce to Airtable and Airtable to Salesforce. Nothing that we met, you understand that we're having duplicate records in both direction from Salesforce to Airtable and Airtable to Salesforce. So we want to correct that today so that we ensure that there is no more duplicate record. So basically, that's what we want to quickly look at, and I will make this video this class today as brief as possible, since we have already looked at the Salesforce to Airtable before now and Airtable to Salesforce before now. So we ensure that the video is as short as possible, just for us to ensure see the way we can actually prevent the duplicate from happening in both systems. So let me share my screen. All right, so we want to quickly firstly deal with that of Salesforce into Airtable first, and then after which we can actually deal with Airtable to Salesforce integration. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is let's create a new contact in Salesforce. Salesforce have been lagging for a few days now. It's happening to everyone. Many people that have been on the call have also experienced lagging in the Salesforce instance. All right, so let's say this is Salesforce to Airtable. So let's just call this test record Salesforce 1. Okay, so we are going to be filling just only 4 fields. So let us assume that this is Salesforce 1 our mobile number, and this one actually using this Salesforce 1. This is Salesforce 1 gmail.com, and let us save it. Now that it has been saved, now Salesforce has been saved in the contact. So let us go back into our Zap. We need to drill already. Click the plus sign and click Zap workflows. And once you have done that, you give it 2 nodes like this. So you have created the first node. And of course, our requirement is when Salesforce record is created, contact record is created, then we should ensure that the same record is created in Airtable without duplicate. So that's what we are trying to achieve. So we say new contact, and of course, click on the account that we want to connect. Now that the account has been connected, you can click on continue, and you can click on test trigger button, and let us say find new records. You see this record. Okay, Salesforce 1 that we just created, fantastic. That's found the record. So this is the record. So click on continue, select the record. Now it has passed. That's why it takes here. Taking us to the second node. So the second node will be that of Airtable. So on the Airtable, so the question is, what do we want to do? So we want to ensure that we click what we call create and update record. Earlier we were using create record. That was where we having a challenge because there is no unique identifier with create record as action. So let us click on create and update record. And now that we have done that, then let us choose our account. So I have this account with Airtable. All right, so now that we have chosen the account, click on continue button. Then now that we click on the button, we click on our base. I just need one base there. And then of course the table. I have only one table called table one. Now we have done that. So this primary lookup field is what we as we choose as we serve as our unique identifier so that we'll be able to even going forward we'll be creating a duplicate record. So click on it and then you can see that the ID, I mean the email as ID, so also his first name and last name. And the question that you might ask me is why we're not using either last name or first name. It is possible that someone with us that two people at least has are the same first name, they have the same last name, but not two people can have the same email address. That's why we're using the email address as our lookup field or as a unique identifier. Okay. Now that this has been done, it does now map our fields. So map the last name with last name, first name with first name, and then email with the email, and of course mobile with the mobile phone. Click continue, and then can now click test step, and then that's passed this will publish. Okay, so it's name it Salesforce to Airtable record creation. It's fine. Good. Click publish. Good. So now it has been published. So we go into our Airtable and we refresh. Salesforce one has been created. Fantastic. She's a good one for us. Okay, it's loading again. Prices also now been created, which is fantastic. And it was created 1:34 p.m. You can see 1:34 p.m. Okay, now the question is, let us test if we are actually going to be having a duplicate record. Okay, so because the last time that we met, it was creating duplicate record every 2 minutes, right? So let us still, we are still going to be here anyway when we are doing the integration of Airtable to Salesforce, and we're going to actually ensure that, I mean, we're going to test whether it's actually creates a record or not. However, let us go and create another record on Salesforce, and then so we can actually ensure that uh, the the record is created, and then since our Zap is live right now, let us ensure that it's going to create it in Salesforce. We're going to have the same record in Airtable. So let us go, say new record, and now we use Salesforce one before earlier, so let us use Salesforce 2. Salesforce 2 mobile. Let's assume that it's mobile for Salesforce 2. And of course, the email is, let's say, sf2@gmail.com. Save it. So if everything works as expected on Airtable in the next 2 minutes, another record should be created here. Okay, fantastic. It will take more up to 2 minutes, just about 3 seconds. And that one has been created. You can see two says false, and then of course this is the email and this is the phone number that we gave it, just like what we have in Salesforce right now. Okay, now that we have validated that no duplicate record is being created, or we're still going to be here anyway. And then after that 5 minutes, we're going to go and refresh this again. I'm going to see whether duplicate record is being created or not. Or however, we have done this and this is working as expected, at least up to now. We'll still check it later. Now let us now do from Airtable to Salesforce integration, so that we can make the integration bi-directional. All right, so let's go. All right, so when a record is created in Airtable, the same record should be created in Salesforce. That's what we want. So let's say Airtable Airtable, Airtable, oh, yeah. So that's the, let's say here, table, let's say here, one at gmail.com. And then, of course, let's say something that this number now has been created. So what we want to do is we want to ensure is that when a record is created in the table, okay, the same record should be created in Salesforce. So we are going to go to our Zap. We're going to create another Zap. So click on plus, then click on Zap your flows. So like we said, what we want to ensure is that when a record is created in Airtable, the same record is actually created in Salesforce. That's what we are trying to achieve here. All right, so let's go say Airtable. And then from here now, you can say what do you want to trigger the event? Going to be new record. And then what is the account? This is the account that we want with our Airtable. Okay, so click on continue button. Now, what's the base that we're looking at? Salesforce integration. The table is table 1. And of course, now, okay, so what we want to do right now is that we want to ensure that there is no there's no typical record, right? So should we include attachment? No. Should we include empty space? We don't want empty space to be included. That's what we want. So we click continue, and then you can just click test trigger. Now, so let's see the record. Let's see this record. Yes, this is exactly the record that we want to be pasted. This Airtable record 1, that's what we want to use, okay, to test it. So say continue with selected record. So it has passed. That's why it took us to the second node. The second we are going to be using the Salesforce. Okay, so now earlier when we did this, we chose new record or new contact or something, and then that was why we're having the duplicate record being created. Okay, I guess maybe the automation behind that of Airtable is not as strong as that of of HubSpot that we have done, or machine that we have done. Okay, so maybe that's why we're having or the thing that we have done, we're having that challenge, but we find a way around this so that we won't be having the same challenge anymore. Okay, so now what do we do? So what we want to do right now is that we want to ensure that we don't pick the same thing that we picked earlier. So the action event right now will change. Okay, the action event now be find record. Okay, so now be find record by query. So don't pick find records by query. Pick find record by query, please. You have two. Okay, you have two. It says optionally create a record if none are found. Okay, so that's what we are going to be using. Okay, and of course, the account for us will be our account that we have been using. Okay, so now let us click continue button. So now that we have clicked continue button, so the question is, what is the update that we want to create on? We actually want to create on contacts. Let's say contacts. Okay, now that we have clicked contacts as the record that we want to actually create on, so we click this. But of course, do that. Let's say we want to use email, just like we use email. from Airtable to, I mean, from Salesforce to Airtable. And so we want to make the email to be our unique identifier. So you say email equals to, email should be equal to now email from Airtable. Does that make sense? Email, that's put in parentheses, email from Airtable. Okay, this is what we're going to be doing. And then we want to sort by what? How do you want to sort it? Okay, we want to sort by last modified date. Say last modified date. I want to sort it. All right, last uh, modified date. Okay, now that we have sorted it by last modified date, you can just say sort order, descending, maximum number 20. Okay, and then all those ones. Say this is successful if no such fund are if no such result are found. Let's change this to false, I mean to true, and then let us if multiple such results are found. Okay, so what does this mean? Let's see, choose how to handle multiple search. Well, let us click that one. That will not change anything anyway. All right, so let's leave that and let us click on continue. Double click on continue. Order by this. This step now. Okay, fantastic. Now it has passed. Now that it has passed, okay, say now it has passed. Let us now add another node. Let's add another node, and this node now, what we want to use is we want to ensure that you are filtering out anything that does not belong to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so and then Zapier has something that is called filter by Zapier. Is it? Okay, can you see it? Filter by Zapier. It's not don't worry. We'll just make some changes. Okay, so now it says that we should only if. So what want to actually achieve is that when Zap search was found and the state what when the Zap search was thus found and it is equals to false, that's when it should actually create. Guys, when you should pass through it. Okay, so they say uh, uh, say fine, record the query. Zap search was found status. And see it. Okay, exactly matches. Okay, exactly matches. Then this is what false. Which is false. Okay, exactly matches false. Okay, so what you're saying is that it is when Zap search was found status exactly matches false. Okay, that's what we want to actually allow it to go through. All right, so let's say continue, and it has passed. Okay, this happened to continue, it might did not continue. Okay, all right, so there is no concern us. Okay, let's say continue. All right, so now we have used the filter from Zapier. Okay, now now want to actually create the contact on Salesforce itself. Create contact on Salesforce itself. So say Salesforce action. What is the action I want to perform right now? I want to create contacts. I want to create contacts, and of course, uh, this our account has been populated. Let's continue with it. And now let us now map. Okay, let us now map. Okay, we don't have to choose any account or related to that particular contact. Let's just do normal mapping. Okay, so will now be last name from Airtable. We call our last name, first name from Airtable. Click on this. Now the first name. Then what do we need to do again? Let's go and do mobile. Okay, so mobile phone from Airtable. Wow, where are you? Okay, device here. And then lastly is the email from Airtable. Airtable email. Good. Email from Airtable. Those are the things that we need to click continue button. Okay, now that we have done that, let us test our step. If it goes right, passes. Okay, great. Let us click on publish now. Okay, so Airtable to Salesforce contact creation is a good name. Let's publish it. Now that has been done, now that we have done that now, let us go and check if a contact has been created on Salesforce. So it should be Airtable one or something. Airtable record one. So it's still loading. So how it load. Okay, fantastic. Everything is done as expected, and record Airtable one has been created, just like we mentioned, it's going to be created. Yes, it to be created. Okay, now let us go and test it. Okay, whether it's working as expected. So let's say record two. Let's say rec two, and this from Airtable two. Let's say the name is rec here to Gmail, as in the email, gmail.com. Okay, and then assume that there's a phone number. Okay, great. Now that we have done that, let's check our Salesforce whether our record has been created or not. What's Salesforce? Okay, so it takes every 2 minutes. So uh, let's wait for it. Okay, this our Zap is and it says that every 2 minutes that's when it's going to trigger. So let's go back and just refresh our Salesforce. Okay, fantastic. Our Airtable record second one just came in. Okay, and then of course rec2@gmail.com is what we call it. And then there's a mobile, of course you can see the created dates. And like I mentioned, like we experiencing duplicate report earlier. Okay, if you check your Airtable now, you should not see any duplicate record there. This has been created for the past about 15 minutes right now, and we have not had any issue of duplicate record being created, almost 20 minutes now. And then also the same thing goes for the second one, no record, no duplicate record whatsoever. And then of course for Airtable to Salesforce as well. This almost 2 minutes also, over 2 minutes also, that we have created a record in Airtable, and we are no longer having a duplicate record in Salesforce. Okay, so if you have any question, please just let me know. You can make comments on the on the video, or you can send me a message. If you have any question, you can search me up on LinkedIn and get back to me if there is any issue that you're facing. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Do have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now, everyone.